Double T from 96.7, The Eagle. Andrea is here from the Rockford Area Convention and Visitors Bureau, and once again I'm blindfolded, thanks to Culture Shock for the official blindfold now, the zombie sleep mask. So explain our situation here now.
Okay, so we are in the Nicholas Conservatory,
okay,
and here we are getting ready to present you with a product that you were, actually it's more of an object that you may or may not guess, we'll see. Okay. And then we're going to take a tour through the Nicholas Conservatory and Gardens to see the beautiful All Aglow exhibit and the train exhibit that's through the conservatory. So here we have Lindy, here the operations manager of education, and here she is to present you with your item. That is going to be tough to guess, I think. Do you know? Do you know it? Is that why you're laughing?
Yes.
No.
It is a train track.
Oh my gosh! You're getting too good at this.
You didn't stump me. Now I had these as a kid, so that helps. But
well, there you have it. He's just getting too good at this game.
We have now entered, since I guessed it right away. I'm so proud of myself right now.
I'm proud of you.
Nicholas Conservatory, and so explain where we're at right now.
Sure. We've got our brand new Suzuki station.
Okay.
Just installed last week, and we just opened this last weekend. So we're seeing it some of our first visitors.
So you have the lights, all aglow, and now there's trains to go along with it. Now, what made you guys decide this year, all right, we want to do this train thing to go along with the lights?
Yeah, well, we've been kind of playing with the idea of trains for a couple of years now.
Okay. Okay. Right. So how many trains are in the conservatory today?
Well, we can switch everything in and out. Right now we have 2 trains and 4 trolleys.
Oh, wow.
And 337 feet of track.
That's awesome. See, that's really cool. I would have loved that as a kid. So I had a train set when I was a kid. My dad made that table and everything for it. Had the little towel.
Well, that's why you were able to guess that.
Yeah, right. So I had trains as a kid. So let's wander through and you can show me some of the stuff. How's that sound? This house here looks pretty familiar.
Yeah, that's the Nicholas Conservatory. All of the Rockford structures that are in our exhibit are actually made out of natural materials. So you'll notice a lot of little sticks and acorns and pine cones, and it's just really amazing. I mean, I think the video probably doesn't even do it justice how beautiful it is. The conservatory is made out of these little birch twigs. There's even a little tiny wildflower sculpture up there. And then you'll notice too, there's the trolley car going across our trolley car 36 that runs all the tracks here. And we just added this new feature to the bridge over here that the trolley is using over. And we added some little people lights, so now it looks even more like the Jefferson Street Bridge.
That is really cool. It reminds me of Mr. Rogers.
Right, yeah.
Just take me to the land of make-believe.
Right, I know. Kind of. It's pretty cool being in here.
I recognize this guy coming around the track.
Yeah, so this has been a we kind of feel like we have a rock star in the building because Thomas has been a huge hit. We didn't even know we were getting a Thomas until the company that installed it showed up with a Thomas, and I know my little guy is excited about it, and it's been pretty cool to see the little kids come in here and they'll just run around. They get so excited to see him. Look in the middle there, it's another one of our structures that we have. It's the Illinois Central Railroad Depot, which was here in Rockford in the late 1800s.
And then what's the train above us then?
The train above us, if you ever walk along the rec path here along the river, on Wednesdays especially, we have the Union Pacific comes through on this line just outside the conservatory. And so that is our Union Pacific that comes through every Wednesday. So it's kind of funny to see it in miniature.
So a lot of this is modeled off of Rockford, what we have going on here.
Yeah, most definitely. And it was really cool with the Applied Imagination company that built this. They do a lot of these exhibits for gardens and zoos and things, but they really enjoyed working with us here in Rockford because we have such a great railroad history, and especially with our interurban railroad cars that used to run here.
I've noticed there are, I mean, it's pretty much through the whole conservatory, the trains.
Yeah, it certainly is. It's meant to be kind of an immersive experience. And one of the really interesting things about our conservatory, as compared to a lot of other gardens that this company has worked with, is that our elevation changes inside the conservatory, which is definitely a challenge, but it allows for some really cool layouts and being able to, see the trains up close, but then also be able to walk underneath of them in places too. It's a really cool experience.
Now talk about this light right here.
Yeah, this is one of our horticulture staff created this, and believe it or not, all it is white twine just strung up onto the piece up there, and it's just light shining onto it. So the strings just pick up the lights, and that's all it is, but it's pretty amazing. It really creates a cool effect.
I mean, to go along with the lights and the train sound effects I hear.
Exactly, that was our last clue for you. I was going to do that one.
Now, is this the same trolley we saw earlier, or is this a different trolley?
This is a different trolley. So the trolley we saw earlier was the trolley car 36, and this one is one of the Rockford rail cars.
Okay.
As I said earlier, we have a long history of the Rockford urban rail cars that would take people from downtown Rockford to some of the outlying areas like Pecatonica, Winnebago, South Beloit, that kind of thing. So it's just, they modeled a lot of these cars off of those urban cars, and so they're actually, even if you get up close and look at them, they're even labeled with Pecatonica, Rockford, Mississippi.
Oh wow.
So everything is customized to Rockford.
I see these lights throughout the building. What exactly is this?
Yeah, so these are lights that we purchased a couple years ago, and our horticulture staff, they actually, these are lights, they all connect to an iPad, and so they can use smart light.
Okay.
That can either change with music, that we've done that before, or right now, Dana, our horticulture supervisor inside the conservatory, has them set up to do different kinds of pinks and yellows, and we can use from an iPad, so change whatever color.
And from the street, to be able to see that as you're driving by in the glass is pretty darn cool too.
This is our Mississippi Music Shell up in Mississippi Park. When we were choosing the landmarks for this exhibit, we really wanted things that were really recognizable, that people could say, I know exactly what that is, and the band shell is certainly recognizable in the way that it's shaped. And we really hope that when people come in here, they can see the details on it. There's a little piano in the middle that's like made out of this, like everything's natural material. So like the speakers in the front are made of walnuts, and the this little piece of the stage are made of acorns. It's just amazing what they can do with sticks. So this is our little sock monkey. This was one of the things that Applied Imagination Company did their railroad exhibit. They kind of gave this as our little gift to us and all their research about Rockford. They've been building this, they thought it really cool to do this little sock monkey, so we found him a nice little spot. I've had these for a couple years now, and anyone that's a regular visitor to the conservatory will probably recognize them and everything. I had a selfie with them before, so we just really have fun with them, and we just try and have a good time here at the conservatory, and people just like it.
And you were talking about the different levels of the train, and so there's a train right here, and you can pretty much walk right up to it, and it's eye level.
Right, that's right, and it's just amazing that you can stand in one spot and see like 3 or 4 different trains going all at once, so it's really immersive.
And wait for them to come back around. How long does it take to come back around?
Well, this is the largest loop, so it takes about a minute or two.
We've got more of those, the big round lights.
And we also have two, I don't know if your camera's picking it up, on the palm tree over there, you can see the laser lights that are out there.
Yeah.
Those are really fun too. I especially like them on the palm over there, or the purple lantern, because as the fan moves those leaves around, it kind of sparkles, which is really fun.
Here comes our train. I recognize that thing. It's right down the block here.
Exactly, yeah. That was one of our landmarks that we chose, was the symbol, since we use it in so many of our Rockford publications, and it's so recognizable. And they did a really cool job of taking their own little spin on it with all the natural materials, and what it's made out of. It's just really cool.
No, what is it? Do you know what it's made out of?
I have a listing of it somewhere. Yeah, but, they gave me the material listing for every building, so it's pretty cool. They just basically have bins and bins full of different things that they find when they go out for a walk, and then they use it for something on 3 years later. It's just It's amazing, the artistry.
You know, when you come out to see this exhibit, you definitely have to pay attention and look carefully because there's a lot of little details that you'll have to catch.
Yeah, there's still things that even the staff, I think, were noticing, like, oh, I didn't realize there was a little bee over there made of acorn on this floor log. So,
is there a list of things that's to look for, like a scavenger hunt sort of thing?
Yeah, so for the kids, we have a scavenger hunt that they can do, and when they're finished with that, they can return the gift shop. And we also just a couple days ago, we have a mobile web page for the different parts of the training exhibit that you can actually look up from your phone or your tablet while you're here at the conservatory. And that's just on our website at nicholasconservatory.com, and so it gives you, a few sentences, little bits of history about what the different parts are. Because we get a lot of questions about, like, now what is that building?
Oh, I'm sure, yeah. We're up in the balcony, and this is a great view of the conservatory. So obviously all the lights and trains are special, but there's things here all the time, all year round. How many plants, how many different kinds, what do we have in here?
Sure, well, we've got thousands of plants and hundreds of varieties of plants in here. And they're all from the tropics for the most part. So like just over here, you're seeing our allspice tree. So that's where, speaking of holidays, the allspice comes from that particular tree. So we try and, when we chose plants for the conservatory, really try to choose things that we thought people could relate with. People cook with allspice, so they can they get that. We tried to choose a lot of fruiting plants too. So when you come in here, you can always ask, what's fruiting, what's flowering. We'll always have answering questions like that.
What's the temperature in here most of the time?
It really depends. The lowest it really ever gets is about 55 degrees.
Okay.
The warmest it can get in the summer is probably in the 90s. It all depends on what the sun is doing.
Okay.
If it's a sunny day in the winter, it can easily stay at 75. But if it's a cloudy day in the winter, it gets a little chilly, about 60 degrees.
And so, we got the lights, the plants, the trains, but there's also entertainment some nights too, right?
Yeah, we have some of our holiday musicians coming in to play this year. Some of our favorites, Jody Beach, Kevin Irwine, and then the new one this year we have the Harvard Madrigal Singers coming in, which I'm really excited about. So you can find all of the information about that at our website.
Anything else we should know about inside the conservatory?
We got lots of great family programs coming up the rest of this month too, so that's all on our webpage, and a lot of them are either clinic with musician or have a small piece with them. But they're really great things that we're looking for something to do with the kids or grandkids.
And I remember Mr. Santa Claus comes to visit, doesn't he?
Yes, he does. He'll be here December 23rd.
Awesome. Got to see Santa.
Oh, yeah.
It's a good place to see him, too. That was our tour inside. Thank you so much for touring us around inside. And this is, of course, where Santa is. And normally I would sit in the chair, but it's Santa. And I can't take Santa's chair. I would feel too bad because that's too big of shoes to fill. But so we're going to go outside then, I guess. I hope I bring a warm coat.
I brought my coat. I forgot gloves, though. So we'll see. We'll see. I'll make it work.
All right. Well, we'll see how it goes. So who's taking us outside?
Mr. Doug Harkness over here. He's one of our outdoor horticulture staff.
We got Doug with us. Doug, what's your title?
My title is the Horticulture Maintenance Coordinator for the grounds at the Nicholas Conservatory and Gardens.
Wow, how do you get a gig like that?
By luck. I've been with the park district for 27 years now.
Okay.
And I've been in the horticulture department the whole time, so it's
all right.
Years of practice.
Years of practice, and I love it.
Talk a little bit about the lights outside of the conservatory.
So the lights outside, we have close to 150,000 lights.
Did you test all those individually?
We do not. We test them when we plug them in and put them up.
Yeah.
So it's 150,000 lights. They're all LED.
Okay.
So they're very economical,
right?
Electricity-wise. We switched over about 4 or 5 years ago to LED. We had incandescent, and it was just kind of a pain.
Right.
Nice thing with LED, we can plug in 45 strings to one outlet.
Oh wow!
Which is it's incredible how much more that we can do with them.
Right. I read that they take the winter weather a little bit better.
They
too.
do very, very well. Yes. Yep. They're a sealed bulb, so if you go and twist it, it won't break like an LED or incandescent.
Right.
So they can take a lot of abuse.
Okay. And they're not hot to the touch, right?
Not hot to the touch. That's the only drawback.
Okay.
Is if they get snow on them, they don't melt as well as incandescent.
Right.
Okay.
But we deal with it. So.
Okay.
Nice. I have a question. I've always admired through the years that these lights are just so vibrant and bright and neon and pretty. How do you choose the different colors?
So what we do is actually we just started figuring out what we're going to do next year. So we start a year in advance to figure out what color scheme. The main tree, we work off the main tree, and then we kind of go from there. The lights that we purchase our lights in January from a company called Grinders, and they usually have a sale.
Oh yeah.
So that's the best time to buy it.
Right.
Is in January.
So you're kind of like the rest of us. That's the time
we wait for the sale.
Right.
So they are quite costly, but they do pay off in the electricity bills and
Sure.
Yep.
You know, and some of the colors though that I see, and I was driving by the other night, we were talking about it. They're a lot different than your normal.
They are.
Christmas
They
lights.
are.
The LED is much more brighter.
Okay.
It's crisper. I think it looks so much better than the incandescent lights.
Beautiful.
This is a blue spruce. It's the community Christmas tree that came from downtown Rockford when the mall was dismantled and opened up.
Okay.
They came here. This is not the original tree. We used to cut down a tree and bring it in, pop it in a hole. But we decided to actually plant a tree to be better stewards of the community.
Right.
So the tree this year is obviously it's blue, teal, and clear. Last year was the first year that we started doing multicolors on it, which in multicolor I mean as in 3 colors.
Okay.
Each branch has its own color, which gives it a really neat look. The years past we've always just done the clear, and we kind of got a little tired of it. We decided to start doing different colors like this and the color schemes.
It's great.
Yeah, we've got a lot of compliments on it.
And there's ornaments on it too.
There's ornaments too, so you can see it during the day. So there's something to look at during the day, and typically those correspond with the colors that we put up. So there's blue and silver ornaments to kind of blend in, and during the day with the colors.
How many people do you have working putting up all the lights when you're getting it up?
So this tree, I have just one person working on it. It takes them a whole week to do.
Okay.
Typically with all the lights in the whole park, there's 8 of us at any one time, and there's 2 of us that are strictly on it, working on it. We start in the end of October, and it takes us a month or a little bit over a month to put all the lights up on the campus.
Is it weird working on it that early?
It's nice because it's nice and warm.
Well, yeah, that would help too.
It is a lot better. We've been lucky the last couple of years. The weather has helped and played in our favor. There has been some years when it's been very, very cold, and that's not fun.
This is really, really cool, this gateway.
Yep, this is our light tunnel. What this used to be was our old butterfly structure that we had in the conservatory. This is our first couple of years that we had butterflies, and we had a netting over it. And then last winter we were talking about what we could do differently, and I thought of this, and I'm like, well, let's make a light tunnel out of it. So we put it up and then strung lights back and forth on it. The nice thing is that we can substitute any colors we want, depending on what our theme is. So
I want one of these in my house.
this is pretty cool. And it's neat when I walk through it for the first time. It almost reminded me of like Star Wars when you walk through and the lights
Time
go.
warp.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. Kind of messes with you a little bit, but it's cool.
Talk about futuristic, Doug. This is really cool. It changes lights and it's long.
Yep. So these are our hoops. This is brand new this year. They're made out of Schedule 40 pipe. It's a gray flexible pipe the electricians use. And what we did, we wrapped lights around them and then stuck them in the ground. There's a rebar that goes in the ground, and we stick it over the rebar, and then we connect it at the top and then plug the lights in, and then you have a nice hoop. They're very easy to take apart. You just unplug the plugs and disconnect at the top, and they come out. They end up, when we store them, they'll be long, 10-foot long sections.
Okay. Now, at your house, do you have a great display, or are you just tired and you don't want
mine's
any?
a marginal display. I'm just usually tired. I hear it from the kids, but I did quite a bit this year, so I'm happy. Last year wasn't so much, but this year, yeah.
I was gonna say I'd like to hire you out.
Yeah, this is a lot of work. And the other nice thing about these is, we can leave the lights on these and save them for next year. We don't have to take them apart.
Okay.
And we're gonna have some other areas that we're gonna do them next year in different colors, so it's very easy.
What side of the conservatory are we on now?
This is the north side of the conservatory, and then you're going to pan over to the east side.
Okay. So
a lot of people don't see it over here because it's kind of tucked in the back, so it's kind of neat to walk around the corner and then just be blasted by all these lights.
What's the statue there?
Statue is the sightseer. That used to be years ago down at the library, behind the library.
Okay.
And then it had been vandalized a couple times, so we put it in storage. And then when the facility was built here, they decided to put it here, and I think it fits in really well here.
Well, tell me about some of the lights that we have out here then.
As you can tell, it's still the LED lights. We usually use, like some of the bigger trees, we use an 18-foot ladder to get up in those. I'd like to try to get up a little bit higher, but that's a little difficult because it does get fairly high, and you're stepping on the second to last step, and that's about as much as we want to go. The red, white, and green lights over there on the slope, last year we did it actually on the slope, but we decided to do it on the very bottom, and I think it has a better effect. And there are 30 of those pole trees. It's actually a pole that sticks in the ground, and we string lights from the top to the bottom and staple them, and use a sod staple and staple in the ground. So that's how they form a Christmas tree shape.
Now, on the far end of the lagoon, I see a tree that's, or something that's lighting up and changing colors.
So that's an RGB tree. It's a 15-foot RGB tree that we bought this year. And it goes through a 10-minute cycle. And then after that, it will repeat the cycle. Next year, we're going to actually get different software where we can make the design ourselves.
Oh, that's awesome.
So yeah, that's going to be a lot of fun doing that.
And I remember the structure over there from homecoming.
Oh yes.
My daughter and her boyfriend got their pictures taken over there, and this place was jam-packed with people.
So that's the tea house, the purple. That's the tea. We want to do really something really kind of cool, and I think the purple really stands out a lot. So there's I can't remember how many lights we have on there. There's quite a few though.
And when do the lights turn on daily?
The lights turn on approximately 4:15 or so.
Okay.
And then they turn off at 7 in the morning the next day. So they're on all night.
And we've got the lagoon here.
Yep.
And obviously we haven't had the weather for it to freeze.
Nope, it's starting to freeze a little bit in a couple spots near the edges. But yes, it definitely will be open for ice skating when we get it thick enough and safe enough for our patrons to use. And we clean it off when it snows, and we resurface it.
Anything else we should know about the outdoor display out here?
I think everybody should come down. We've been getting some really good press on it, national type things, which is really kind of cool. And a lot of people who have not been here have come down and see it, have seen it, and have just been blown away by it. So
I know for myself, I've driven by it so many times, but actually coming down and seeing it for yourself, I mean, it doesn't do it justice walking by.
Yeah. And we already have a lot of different things that we're planning for next year. We've already started that process.
And that's the great part about it, because you guys can change it every year.
Yep, change it up every year, add things, change things. Makes you want to come back every year.
You blew this up so much, I had to come out and see it. You gave it a lot to hype, and I'll tell you what, it was well worth the walk out here. Tell me about this tree.
All right, so this is a RGB tree. It's a 15-foot tree, and it runs off computer software. Right now, it has a 10-minute loop that will go through a sequence, and it will repeat itself every 10 minutes. But it's worth staying out here watching it. So if you look at those, each of those little balls will change a different color, whatever color the software tells it to change. It's really cool. We've got a lot of compliments on it. It was well worth getting it this year.
Now if you could just get some music to it.
Yeah, well, that's what I was thinking of too. I would love to get a speaker in the middle and synchronize to music, which is what I really want to do next year. So.
Would you sing a carol instead?
Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. That's about it. I can't sing.
Well, that's incredible. Now, for people coming out here, where is this located in the park then?
So this is located north of the Eclipse Lagoon in the Rose Garden. The best way for me when I view it is go in at the main entrance at the Nicholas Conservatory and walk north, and you'll see it. You can see it all the way from back at the conservatory itself.
Well, it's beautiful, and you did a great job with it. I'm glad you talked me into walking down here.
Yeah, it's pretty neat.
All right, Andrea, so we made our way around Nicholas Conservatory, and it was beautiful.
Wasn't it gorgeous?
Great suggestion. Thank you so much for bringing me out here. It was
Definitely.
awesome.
Glad you could come out, especially during this time of year right now.
Exactly. Lots of other Christmas activities going on in Rockford, and the best place to find out about all of them.
Definitely check out rockford.youtube.
More things Double T has never done. Come on down and check it out. It's well worth it. And make sure you walk all the way down to see the lighted tree at the end.